Hey, so headphones. People have been inboxing me about my headphones, so I'm going to show you guys how I customize them. I bought these Skullcandy H3 headphones for myself, and the plastic started breaking within a month. I don't know if it's because I'm Humpty Dumpty clumsy or if it's because of the headphones themselves. I did see a few people online who've been complaining about the same thing, so there's that. Mine broke in 3 areas: around the place where they fold and that place, on both sides. I glued those areas together with a lot of super glue and bicarbonate soda until they weren't flexible anymore, which is fine because I don't need them to be super flexible. When I'm not wearing them, they are hanging somewhere, and I don't really travel with them because I don't like to leave my house. After removing the cushions, I taped over the ear cups and the headband to keep them safe. I then sanded the headphones to make it easier for clay and paint to adhere to them. I then used some epoxy clay and started sculpting over the patched areas. I chose epoxy because it's super strong and it dries quickly, so this project only took a few days. I also hung the headphones on a tripod while I was sculpting because I didn't want it to smoosh while it was drying, and hanging them seemed like my safest bet. And then I just took the project one clay layer at a time. A cool trick that I learned from my friend Johann is if you mix epoxy clay with a little bit of plasticine, it becomes a little more flexible. And I needed some flexibility in the headband area because it sees most of the wear and tear. It works like a charm. Seriously, you should try it. I did consider sculpting the Skullcandy logo, but I decided against it. The headphones were my own creation now, so I used some old tiny panda magnets and glued them over the logo. And after I was happy with how the clay turned out, I sanded it smooth with my rotary tool and created more detail with it. I am pretty stoked with how they turned out. I've been using them for months now and they haven't given me any issues. I was pretty bummed when they broke and I wasn't sure if I could return them. And they were expensive and I didn't want to just chuck them away, which is why I tried to customize them into something else and save them. And they kind of turned into the headphones of my dreams. I've always wanted wooden headphones, but I could never afford them. And this was a cool way to sort of experiment and make one of my dreams come true. And it's pretty rad, taking something broken and fixing it and giving it new life or whatever. It's all about recycling and reducing electronic waste. And for me, who's always listening to audiobooks and podcasts and music, this is a super satisfying project, and I would definitely recommend it. Try it. You might make something awesome.